Hi, I'm Christa Jacobson, head mistress of the Budo, where we teach authentic Ninjutsu and classical samurai Bujutsu. And for those of you who don't know what that is, those are the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. Tonight I'm going on one of my night walks again. Family's in bed, dojo's closed, and I'm going out for one of my walks. I'm going to share some of my thoughts on the martial arts with all of you. Tonight we're going to talk about limits. It's a topic we talked about this week at the Hanbu Dojo. We talked about limits in life, limits with training, and how that applies to life. And just kind of want to share my thoughts on this subject with all of you. One of the old koans of the samurai is know thyself. And this particular Kuden lesson, if you will, is going to have a lot of tie-in to that particular philosophy of know thyself, okay? Now, before I begin, if this is one of the first videos that you guys have seen of me, I just want to say please check out my website at www.budoninjutsu.com. There you can see lists of schools. You can see what it is that we teach as far as authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu if you don't live next to one of our dojos. You can always join the online ninjutsu dojo. We offer online training. Also, make sure you guys check out our store. We offer lots of books, DVDs, and all that good stuff. Just click where it says Budo store and give that a look. And for all of you guys who have been following this channel for a long time, and you guys feel like you enjoy watching my videos and you want to donate, just please go to my website at www.budoninjutsu.com. At the very bottom there's donations. You guys can give some donations. Every little bit helps. So here we go, right? So tonight we're going to talk about limits of training. And limits in general, not just in training. This is more of a limits in life type of thing. A lot of times, people in the martial arts, they like to take like quotes from Bruce Lee and things like that, the only limit is no limit or something like that and all that kind of shit. And, and just let's just cut the crap, okay? On all honesty, there's limits with everything. If you drink too much, you get drunk. You eat too much, you get fat. That's just all there is. If you want to get really strong on your bench press and you're really into physical fitness, if you maxed out on your bench press every single day because you really wanted to get strong, you're not going to advance in your bench press if you're doing it every single day, because there's a limit. There's a limit to how much your body can take, because you have to let the muscle regrow, before you break it down again. And that's when we get into this idea of limits. But people get wrapped up in some of these these martial art memes and some of these quotes from some of these old martial art masters, and they kind of take them out of context and they put them in a realm that they were never meant to be there to begin with, And that's what I want to talk to you guys tonight about, is understanding the limit, understanding yourself. I mean, you could always do more, but you have to do it at the right time in the right place. Because if you do too much is too much. And doing too much is just as bad as doing too little. In many different ways. So, when understanding this concept of limit, how does that apply to martial arts? How does that apply to life? How can we apply the philosophy? How many of you guys, or girls, right? How many of you guys, every single week, it's Monday rolls around, and you guys think to yourself, God damn it, I need to get this done this week. I need to get this done this week. And we're not talking about martial arts yet. We're going to get into the martial art aspect in a minute. How many times do you guys, every single week, it's, I got to get this done, I got to get this done. And it's like the same damn thing every single week. You actually don't get it done. That's bad time management. Now this video here, we're not going to talk about time management. I actually have a video on time management, so if you guys would like to hear my thoughts on that, it's kind of a harsh little video, but if you guys would like to hear my thoughts on that, just type in the little box above, Soke, Anshu, time management, something like that, and you guys will be able to get my thoughts on that particular mindset. But when you go through week after week, and it's always, I want to get this done, I want to get this done. Maybe you guys are in the online Ninjutsu dojo and you're training in the Budo, and you guys are like, oh, I want to get in my next review, I want to do my next review, but you don't ever get it done because something always comes up, something always comes up. Well, something's always going to come up. That's part of life. I mean, every day we take a step like I'm doing right now. I'm stepping and I'm walking. Something's always going to come up. It's not like There's never nothing going on. There's always something going on. So it's up to you to be able to take control of your life and understand that you have a limit every day. You have 24 hours every single day to do what you need to do to be you. Right? That's it. You don't get no more than that. You get no less than that, but just the same, you get no more than that. You get 24 hours to do that. So when we talk about limits, there's going to be a time limit. That's it. And in many regards, life is nothing but time. Life is a word that denotes time, because your life on this planet, when your time is up, you're up. You don't get to like have, bonus minutes, right? So you have to ask yourself, are you doing what you need to do to be you? And if you're not, why? You need to change that. And are you one of those people that wake up every Monday to start the week, or unless you guys start your week on Sunday or whatnot, but you wake up every Monday and you say the same damn thing. I need to do this. I need to lose weight. I need to make more money. I need to save more money. I need to dedicate myself to the health and fitness. I'm lacking in my martial arts training because, my fitness sucks, One thing I will say, being a Koryu instructor, and if you guys are new to my channel, I am a Koryu instructor. In the Japanese martial arts, there's kind of a time frame here. Anything after 1868 is considered Gendai Budo, or modern martial arts, and they usually use Do as a philosophy for training. It's like Karate Do, Aikido, Kendo, Judo, Iaido, do. And then before 1868 is called Koryu Bujutsu, and those are the ancient methods of the samurai and ninja. So that's what I train in, that's what I teach, that's what I've dedicated my life to. So like Ninjutsu, Bujutsu, Kenjutsu, Iaijutsu, this Taijutsu, etc., like that. Those are the old methods and the old ways. But when you're studying the old ways of the samurai, there's what's called the Samurai Kokoro, which are the 21 precepts of the samurai. And the very first one's know thyself. And I've actually done a video on that too. So if you guys type in Soke Anshu, Samurai Kokoro, you should check that out too. But anyway, there's 21 precepts as a samurai. And know thyself is one. But knowing yourself is one thing. Being able to carry out what it is that you need to do to be you is something completely different. And when you understand this idea of time, right? 24 hours. Well, if you're going to go to work, if you're going to sleep 8, right? And then you're going to go to work for 8, you got 8 left, right? And even if you have an hour drive time, like 20, 30 minutes there, 20, 30 minutes back, when they got 7 left. So you have to put everything into perspective. Like, what is more important? When we talk about limits, with your limit of your day, are you making the most use of your day to be the most efficient and productive person you could be? So you have to look at that every single day. Look at that over the course of a week. I like to break it down by the week, like how many hours in the week, how many hours, like 168 hours a week, 168 hours in a week. If you only work 40, you got 128. Why aren't you being successful, right? But I don't really want to get too much into time management. Like I said, please go watch that video. What I would like to take is that I want to start with that and give you guys this concept of time and understand what I mean by limit is that we only have so much time in the week. You only have so much time in the day to be the best you can be, right? So when you're going to be training, when they say you have no limits, your limit is whatever, or all that kind of bullshit. Well, that's crap. You do have limits. There's only so many hours in the day, and you're only going to be able to train so much. So when you do train, you need to be very efficient in what it is that you're doing. How much time do you have is going to predicate what it is that you do. I mean, if you have, 6 to 8 hours available for training in the week, well, then you could be more specific every time you get on the mat, every time you go to the gym. You can have more of a bodybuilding approach where you can have like chest and triceps one day, back and biceps another day, etc., etc. But if you don't have 6 to 8 hours a week for training, you can't do that kind of workout. So you have to be able to gear your training towards what it is that you're doing. So again, there is limits, because a lot of times you got people who are, they're young, they're in their 20s or whatnot, and they're training, they're doing martial arts, and they're not married, they don't have any kids, they don't have a lot of responsibilities. They could do a whole lot of time. They could go to the dojo, spend 6 to 8 hours. They can also, then they leave, then they go to the gym. they have a whole lot of time to spend and do a lot of other things. But then you've got a lot of people who, they're a little bit older, maybe they're middle-aged, they're married, they got kids, they have responsibilities, they got full-time job, and in many cases they got a full-time job and a part-time job. So there are limits. I mean, there's just no other way around it. There's financial limits, there's time limits, there's physical limits, because you can't keep doing the same, like I said earlier, with if you're trying to train yourself to have a bigger bench press, well, you can't bench press every day. I mean, it's ridiculous. And even then, your body can't regrow without proper nutrition and things like that. So, because your body needs more. So you need the protein shakes and all that just to help the muscle grow. So when you're looking at how much time you have to train, and you're looking at what's the limit that you can spend a week in time training, what it is that you can do with yourself, what kind of workout are you going to do, then you have to get into the other aspects that are non-martial art related. And this is another important part of this little lesson here that I hope that a lot of my students understand. It's not just about training. Martial arts ultimately is teaching you how to balance everything. The mind, the body, and the spirit. So when you look at your time and you think, well, how much time do I have for training? That's all well and good. What kind of training am I doing? Total body? Am I doing CrossFit? Am I doing cross training? Total body workouts? Which I'm very pro that. I'm very pro CrossFit type, cross training type, total body workouts. Those kind of things. Like, I'm very pro that kind of training. I like the bodybuilding training too. But I just think that everyone should change up their training all the time. But I'm definitely very pro those type of workouts where you're intermixing cardiovascular and strength training and total body workouts. But anyway, when you're looking at the whole thing, you also have to ask yourself, okay, what do I want to do? Because not everyone just wants to do martial arts 24/7. Like for me, I'm doing martial arts 24/7. That's my life. If I wasn't teaching martial arts, I'd be thinking about martial arts. I'd be training in martial arts. I'm teaching martial arts. I study martial arts. I mean, I've wrote 6 books. I've got over 50 DVDs. I have an online dojo. It's what I do. It's who I am. But not everyone's like that. A lot of times martial arts, people study martial arts for a hobby. They want to do something a little bit more exotic than golf. And they want to learn some self-defense and get in shape, So not everyone that goes to the gym wants to be a bodybuilder, but they'd like to get bigger muscles and like to look good, So sometimes people's goals, right? People's goals are a reflection on their limit of dedication, right? Which again, you get to that word of limit. So that's also important to understand. But what I wanted to get back to is the understanding of that time. Because let's say that you got 168 hours in a week, you work 40, you got 128. Then after you sleep, you've got, let's say after you sleep 8 hours a day and all that good stuff, you've got X amount of hours left. Well, if you decide to limit yourself to, say, 4 to 6 hours in the dojo, or 4 to 6 hours in the dojo and 3 to 4 hours for training or whatever, you're still going to have to find the things that's going to make you you. And when we talk about the way, we talk about, in the modern world, we use the word Bushido, or the way of the warrior. Although the word itself, Bushido, people like to argue whether that's modern or not. And it was started in the 1900s. But the way of the warrior, and the fact that the code of the samurai, that 100% existed in the age of the samurai. They just used different words like, Budo no Michi, or Mononofu no Michi, or things like that. But I'm not going to get into the historical part of that with you guys right now. That's not for this video. But anyway, so we're just going to say the way of the warrior, right? When you're studying the way of the warrior, the way of the samurai, the way of the ninja, you want to be able to have balance in all aspects of your life. You want to be able to have time to do the things that you enjoy, but you also need to make time for your training. Training is extremely important because you cannot get better without training. You cannot get stronger without lifting weights. Martial arts is like any other type of art. It's a perishable skill. Once you stop training, your skills will diminish. It's that simple. Anyone who's like, I did martial arts 20 years ago, they're not good anymore. Not at martial arts anyway. Not if they've not done it. It is a perishable skill. It does go away once you stop training. So not only do you want to find that dedication towards what it is that you're doing, but the important aspect of training is to constantly keep forging yourself in that path, in that way, to develop those skills. Also finding the time to do the things that you need to do to be you, which is what we kind of talked about in the very first part of this video. We all have likes and dislikes. We all have things that we enjoy, people we like to see, things that we like to do, whether it's, you know, certain kind of video games, or I don't know, maybe going to the church or going to the temple or going out in nature, or, you know, whatever it is, right? Video games, movies, comics, books, whatever. We all have those kind of things in our life, something or other that we use as forms of outlet. But we can't let those outlets take us away from the things that are the most important, right? And a lot of times people spend too much time on the outlets and not enough time on training. And the training is what makes you a better person. When you're in the dojo, it's more than just, you know, even if you guys are joining the online dojo, right? If you guys are in the online dojo, you guys should be watching all of my videos. You should be watching some of my older videos. You should be like literally like thinking, okay, every day I need to watch one of Sensei's videos. And you need to like let that be your meditation for the day and think about how you can apply that to your life, right? Because that's what's really truly important. But when you're training is like it's kind of like you're making a weapon. Like your body is the weapon, you are the weapon. So when you make a weapon, you take a big lump of steel, right, and you heat it up and you get it red hot and you beat it into shape, right? Make it shape into the form of a weapon or a knife or a blade or a sword or a katana or whatever. Well, it's no different than your training. You're heating your body up and you're beating it into shape. I mean, it's not any different. Philosophically, I mean, physically it's different, I understand that, but philosophically it's not any different. You're heating it up, you're beating it up, and you're beating it into shape. And then once you get into the shape, then you've got to start refining that particular blade, particular weapon. And the way you do that is through friction. If I want to put an edge on a knife, if I want to put an edge on a sword, let's say you have a katana and you've just now made it, so you've got this lump of steel and you've heated it up and you beat it up and you beat it into the shape that you want, and then you start putting an edge on it and you want to start making it sharp. Well, the only way to make it sharp is through friction, and through that friction it becomes sharp. No difference than martial training. Now the friction is going to be your resistance through training, and that's going to be physically, mentally, or emotionally. So there are going to be days where you wake up and you're going to be like, fuck, I don't want to train today. You need to train. That's the day where there's that friction and you need to get past that to be sharper, to be better. There's going to be days where physically you're just sore. It's train. You need to get up and train. You need to learn how to push yourself through physical pain. You need to learn how to push yourself through mental pain. You need to learn how to push yourself through emotional pain and keep going. That's part of training. And to be really good at martial arts, you're going to have to be able to learn how to push yourself through that and continue to keep moving forward. That's the art, like the kanji for nin in ninjutsu is the art of endurance and perseverance, the ability to overcome. They don't want to continue to keep pushing themselves. They'd rather do something easy. But life isn't easy. Life isn't easy. And the problem is so many people tend to focus on so many of these things that have nothing to do with the world of reality. It's the world of the outlets. I'm kind of pinging a lot of things in this video real quick, but follow me. So when we get back to the idea of there are things that we do that kind of are outlets for us, whether it's movies or comics or video games or books or whatever that is that we do as an outlet, a form of an outlet. Those things are great, but if that outlet isn't making you a better person, you know, if that outlet isn't making you physically, mentally, and emotionally stronger, if that outlet doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to do with your family or your livelihood, you shouldn't be spending a shit ton of time doing it. It's a great thing to do, it's a great thing to have, and I'm by no means am I saying don't play video games and watch movies. I play video games and watch movies, but I wouldn't consider myself a gamer. And I sure as hell, you know, I just not, because it doesn't play enough, I don't play them enough to consider myself that. But so many people, they spend more time doing that than anything else, and then they're never in shape. They're always depressed. They're not getting what they want out of life. And the reality of it is, to be good in this world, the world of reality, you have to learn how to push yourself through pain, through resistance. That sharp, like I go back to that, using friction to sharpen the blade. You have to learn how to be, like some people is like, oh my God, today's hell, that's hell. And we're like, nah, it's Monday, You have to have that mentality of, no matter how bad it gets, you're just going to keep going. Like there's this old saying. It says, when you're going through hell, keep going. And it's true. You just got to learn to keep going, keep moving forward, and keep focused on what it is you want. If you want to get in shape, get in shape. You want to lose weight, lose weight. You want to be more productive in your business and start your own business, then go do that. The only person that's stopping you from being successful is you. Right? If you want to spend more time on your ass playing video games or reading books or looking at online, whatever it is online by yourself, then that's on you, But that isn't going to help you be successful in business. So that's this concept of understanding the limit. When you eat too much, you get fat. You drink too much, you get drunk. How many times, or you got this one, you get these people that they have a limit, but not because they reached the limit, because they put too much in the bucket all at once. Like, I want to find spiritual enlightenment. So I went to Christianity on Monday and Buddhism on Tuesday and Shinto on Wednesday, and I go out in the woods with this pagan group on Thursday, and then I do this on Saturday. It's like, well, you're not going to be spiritually enlightened. Your ass is going to be confused is what you're going to be. But the reality of it is, because then it doesn't really focus on, there has to be a limit. You can't take that much in and focus on something to be good. It's like the people, it's like, oh yeah, I've done 26 different martial arts. Why? The fuck have you done 26 martial arts for? It's just stupid. If you've done 26 martial arts and you haven't found the one that works for you, I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, this is probably not the art for you then, But that's what I mean. It's just like you got a lot of people that they don't understand that again, I'm going to go back to a saying that I say in many of my videos. It's in a beginner's mind, there's many. In an expert mind, there's few. And that's just so true. Because when it gets down to an expert is more going to be geared towards when you're really good and make their craft, hone their skills so good in one thing that they're not going to be stopped. Where in a beginner's mind, they're going to be all about, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And they're trying to put so many things on their goddamn plate. And when they put all this shit on their plate, they don't have the skills to back up all the information they have. It's like they have more input than they do output. There's that old, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? Knowledge is knowing something, and wisdom is being able to have the experience and apply it. There's an old Zen story, and this master was teaching his discipline at the dojo, and every time the master would say something, the student would be like, well, I don't think that's right. This is what it is. And the master would say something else, and the student would say, no, I don't think that's right. I heard this is what it is. And and the teacher's asking me, says, well, you seem to know a lot. And the student's like, yeah, I do know a lot. I know more than what you think. Master's like, well, you think more than you know. He goes, do you know the difference between knowledge and wisdom? And he just stood there and looked at the master like he was trying to figure out that answer. He says, do you know how to sweep the floor? He says, yeah, wisdom's doing it. And that's kind of that concept again, where it's like, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is, you can know a lot of shit, but wisdom is being able to apply it and through experience. So you guys can see some of my Halloween decorations that I have up here. Probably not a good display, but maybe you guys can see a little bit of it, I guess, yeah. But Anyway, today, I don't know what you guys got out of my thoughts. This is more of a kind of, I'm just pinging my thoughts out with there, but I wanted you guys to think about limits. I wanted you guys to kind of really think about how much time do you have in the day? Are you truly spending the time to be positive and be productive? What is it that you want to do with your life, and are you doing the things necessary to do what you need to do to be you? And if not, why? When it comes down to your training, is your training effective? Is it efficient? Are you training enough to be as good as you want to be? And if not, why? Your physical conditioning, are you doing enough of it? Are you training smart, or are you not training smart and you're trying to do a type of a workout that does not fit the time limit that you have, right? So you have to think about that. You know, everyone's like, I want to do this bodybuilding routine. That's all great. But if you don't have the time to do it, then you need to do a different routine. That way you can be productive. Do you understand and have balance in your life? Do you have the tools that you need to have readily accessible for you to understand how to balance your family life, your personal pleasures, your personal life, your private life, and your professional life? You know, are you balancing all that? And if you're not, do you have the necessary tools physically, mentally, and emotionally to be able to balance that? All of this comes from training. Training the body, martial arts training is training the body through everything. Learning how to overcome everything in life. It's not just a punch and a kick, it's everything. Life is hard, and if you choose to always do things that are easy, even people who choose to do the easy type of martial arts, they're never going to achieve what they want, and they'll always be those first dan masters, right? So don't be like that. You know, be better, rise up. So if you guys, anyway, I'll let you guys go. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube video. I'm not for sure what you guys got out of tonight's lesson, just kind of sharing some of my thoughts we had at the dojo tonight. But if you guys did enjoy the lesson, give me a thumbs up, post a kind comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to push the little bell so you can get notifications. Also, if you guys are interested in authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu, please check out my website at www.budoninjutsu.com. There, like I said, you guys can see what we do, the arts that we teach, a list of our schools. You can also join the online dojo if you don't live next to one of our schools. And don't forget to check out all of the books and DVDs that we have published as well. So thank you guys very much for all of your love and support. I deeply appreciate it. Until next time, take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo. Bye.